You know, we know about the Stephen Lawrence case, and how that was exposed as that the police were institutionally racist, and things have not changed that much. There's real core issues that need to be changed. Just thinking about Meghan Markle.
Yes.
Talking about that. Why is it she's become demonized by the press? You know, why is her colour a factor and not
who she is as a person?
Yeah. I was at a school for nearly 13 years, and it turned out after about, I think 9th year, my pension wasn't being taken out of my wages. And as a result, it caused a lot of tension between the head and myself. She confronted me on a number of occasions and wanted me to say that I never wanted pension in the first place. And there was one particular meeting that she promptly arranged, and I didn't have any source of support with me. I just turned up thinking it was just an informal meeting, and then in this room was the business manager and another individual, where they were actually quite aggressive and quite bullying. The union representative, he heard the whole scenario, and he realised what happened was obviously some sort of clerical error, but ultimately the school should pay their bit. Obviously it put me under a lot of pressure, and I decided to leave the school to go somewhere else. And as soon as I left, there was a legal letter. The school wanted to sue me, which obviously was quite distressing. After all these years of to and fro-ing, they ended up having to pay. I think if I was white, I don't think I would have gone through that.
So even though personally I have not experienced it, or pretty much probably I'm blind to some of them, but I can definitely sense and see some of the things that go on there with black people. I know previously my boss that had worked there had to leave because she was a black female, and she was the only black person on our senior management team.
Right.
And you're talking about a team of over 50 people, predominantly white.
She was the only black person.
She was the only black person out of 50 senior executive we have. She was in a constant battle with them to get her voice heard. There are loads of times that she would come out of meeting like really angry, really sad, that she felt dismissed, that she felt not listened to. She ended up leaving. In a week after she left, she was replaced by an older white person.
Did she address it?
Because she's the kind of person that's really resilient and like to speak her mind. So she will confront issues when she see it there and then, and that's some of the reason that she had to leave, because they thought she was quite confrontational and always speaking up for herself. And they felt most of the things that she was talking about was in her head. They didn't see it. So it just reached to the point that she couldn't take it anymore, and she left without even getting a job. She just like left one day. I remember the last conversation she had with me before leaving. She like, there are so many things that I shield you guys from. Now that I'm leaving, it will be so apparent the things that go on here. You've lived here for a long time, and this is your home.
Yep. Yeah.
So do you feel like you've been discriminated against in Britain, or how will you describe the society?
Yeah, I think when I think about myself or even my family, when my parents came here, I think they faced quite a bit of discrimination. I heard stories of difficulties with renting accommodation because of their colour, or having landlords that gave them a hard time. And I noticed, you know, my parents were very calm people. They weren't aggressive. They were very compliant. And even within education, one of my brothers, he's one of these people that went on to do a bachelor's degree in maths. He was a scientist at one of the British Gas. But you know what, interesting enough, was when he was doing well at his primary school, then he was going to go on to a secondary school. The head was trying to dissuade my mum from applying to like some of the good grammar schools, and I'm thinking, that's discrimination. You know, reflecting back, if my mum didn't persevere with him and help him, where would he be?
So I came to the UK in 2010, and I did a master's program here in finance and accounting with a merit. Graduated in 2011. It was strange that when I finally moved to the UK in 2018, how difficult it was to get a job. Not because I wasn't qualified, not because I couldn't do the work. If you don't see me hear my name, it sound British or American.
That's right.
So they would assume that it was a white person. And the moment I walk into the interview, I would just see the disappointment. And then when I started talking, like, oh, you sound pretty smart. Like, it was more of a surprise. It was difficult to the point that I had to switch my career and go into HR. Because it was a bit easier getting a role in HR than actually getting a role in something that I've studied.
Wow.
So for me, that was just clear. The society
is racist.
Yeah.
I've had instances where I think, wow, it's not only the institution, but I think even the families, the children has been socialized or indoctrinated by their parents. I remember at a school that I worked at, if you watch one of those films, Black Panther, and if this got this imaginary country called
Wakanda.
So I was there in the class, very predominantly white students, and one of the boys said to me, "Miss, are you from Wakanda?"
Really?
I was like,
No.
Why would you ask that? And I thought to myself, there is like this subtlety, but there's an undercurrent of racism within a lot of institutions.
In London, it's not as bad because of how culturally diverse it is. 1 hour outside of London, say you went to Cambridge or Chippenham's where my husband worked, or somewhere else, and I will walk on the street at Chippenham's. It's such a small town, predominantly white, and see everybody's there. I mean, like they've never seen a black person walk on that street before. So I just think as people integrate more or try to move out of the urban setting and get familiar with the fact that people will be here, these cultures will be here, people are different, and they shouldn't be judged because of what they look like. I don't think it's all doom.
I'm confident things will change in society, that people will break down these barriers. My hope is that, people will walk tall, no matter what race or colour you are, everyone's respected.